Coach, as the 2019 regular season starts speeding toward a conclusion, not too many games remain to be played here in Oakland, California. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The folks around the stadium clad in silver and black going to make every last game played in Oakland count. They're ready to go as their Raiders get set to match up with the Detroit Lions. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Jalen Richard, the fourth-year man from Southern Miss. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On 2nd and 11 now. Carr, it's complete to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now the first-round pick from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
We got heavy. Everybody scoot up.
To throw, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Romeo Okwara. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Carr. It's a screen to Richard. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. They'll give him 8 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Set. 180. Zebra.
Where's 52? Watch 52. Got one.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there was a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Stafford. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by a former first-round pick, Shane Ray. There he goes, right side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And this hits off the right upright, but it finds its way through. Could have gone either way, but he got it to go. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken short. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, an update from there. Early lead in that one for the Packers. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, it's Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd and 9, Stafford, the completion to Riddick. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw his car. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Carr's throw caught by Grant, and he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Carr gives to Richard and takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
From the 36, Carr. And his throw here's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. But he hits his man, Matthews. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Jordan Matthews, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the 2nd one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Johnson running right. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try the air now with Stafford. Looking dead, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point good by Prater, and it's now 13-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 24th pick in the spring by Oakland was Josh Jacobs. Only rushed for 640 yards last year at Alabama, but when you consider the offensive depth chart they had, it makes it understandable. So young, won't turn 22 until February, and they're really hoping that the veteran presence of 30-year-old Doug Martin can be a guiding light for Jacobs. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play that time for the Raiders, 48 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Carr now to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Carr going to throw. This is caught by Williams. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Here's Jacobs. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pout.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jordan Matthews, as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
And that is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. The shotgun snap for Stafford. And the Raiders have got him. Maurice Hurst. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. So we've reached halftime here in Oakland with the Raiders on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one. And a first down.
Let's go, deep, tighten up. Let's go, deep, tighten up.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 16 yards, a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
40 cut.
Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, 5-0!
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52.
You must be...
Throwing again. Stafford. Amendola's got it. Complete. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this one is right down the middle. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Richard. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down now. Richard, he'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. This is Richard. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. This pass from Carr taken in by Waller. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
At the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time, and they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Stafford now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford, he finds Riddick, complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
To throw again on 2nd down. Stafford, he'll get this one to Galladay. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 11 yards there, 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line.
Okay, Alpha. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Hey.
Again, it's Stafford. Buying time to his left. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. And the safety, Carl Joseph, there to knock that one away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Cleveland Farrell in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Operating from the gun. Stafford going up top. It's caught inside the 25. And that one results in 35 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the gun, Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Monday. 52's the mic. Watch Mike. Let's go. Hey, Echo. 52's the mic, boy. 52. No. Check this.
They snap it to Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hurry.
Stafford with a give. This is Riddick. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in the game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Stafford escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford flush to his right. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
52's the mic. Watch Mike.
Stafford. And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a one-score game. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all three timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand. Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
What down? 180.
Watch the screen.
From midfield, here's Carr. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment and shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Jacobs. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Raiders on third down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 9. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. So this one, a victory for the Raiders. So for the Raiders, a loss would have really hurt. As it stands, they finish the first half at 3-5. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, changes could be in the air as they fall to 0-8 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So that's a wrap for Charles.